Hi guys and ladies, a couple of years ago I stumbled upon a YouTube cooking channel that most of you know, TheWolfePit, featuring our friend Larry. Man, can he cook. And one of the very first recipes I saw him make made my mouth water. What I liked best was that it was somewhat low carb. Well, it's time for this amateur cook to give it a try. Okay, here I've got 1 pound of chicken thighs I've cut up. Now, let's add 2 tablespoons of this low sodium soy sauce. Now, 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sherry wine. Well, now Larry used Shaoxing cooking wine, but I'm not going to buy a whole bottle for 2 tablespoons. It warms your innards too. I've had this cornstarch since 1987. I was half hoping I'd find a mealworm in there because they do make great bait. But anyway, let's use a tablespoon. That's 7 grams of carbs. I think we'll survive. I've got wet hands. Now I'm just going to mix this by hand. Now I'm going to let our chicken concoction marinate in the refrigerator for an hour or 2. So now I'm adding a tablespoon of this peanut oil to our skillet. So let's turn our range to medium-high. Now I'm going to cook our chicken in small batches. We don't want to steam them, we want to brown them. They're sticking. Larry, what do I do? They're sticking. I added a little more oil this time to hopefully prevent the sticking. Sometimes it's better to let it burn itself free rather than trying too hard right away. That's it for batch 2. It's coming out. Well, despite the tribulation of our chicken sticking and the oil splattering, the chicken came through okay. So I'm just going to put it aside. I've had this huge bowl for like 15 years. I've used it once before, but I think I need it now. What I'm doing is I have to add 16 eggs to this big bowl and beat them. 1, 2, tune in tomorrow. That's 16. Now I have to beat them. Time to start dumping stuff. How about this? Frozen peas and carrots. Bean sprouts, I couldn't find them fresh. I had to use canned, but I drained them. Chopped onions. This is 1 cup for every item. 1 cup in volume, not in weight. I'm going to have the recipe below. Here's a cup of chopped mushroom, roughly chopped. Ha-ha! Our chicken, remember? That goes in. Let's mix a little. 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic. Larry likes granulated. 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper. This isn't in the written recipe, but I saw him do it. 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. That's it. I'm going to put this aside now. I've got a pan with rounded edges, and I'm just going to add a tablespoon of this olive oil to it. I've got our egg Foo Yung concoction here. I'm going to dole out 1 cup at a time. What a mess. Now I'm going to cook this for like 3 minutes on side 1 and 2.5 minutes on side 2, I hope. I don't know if it's ready, but it's been 3 minutes. Let's flip it. It's handy to have a huge spatula. Let's get it off. A little damaged in the middle, but it's an egg Foo Yung pancake. On the back burner, I just have some chicken broth. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce to it. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to spray a little more oil in this pan. While we're waiting, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce into that chicken broth. Except I'm using a teaspoon measuring. 2 tablespoons. Larry used a cornstarch slurry to thicken up his gravy, but that's getting a little bit high in carbs. So I'm going to use a heaping teaspoon of this stuff called Gower gum. I put it in this strainer to disperse it better because it tends to clump a little. I'm going to have some of this egg Foo Yung right now. Very good. Very, very tasty. Tastes just like in a restaurant. Egg Foo Yung. Wait till I get the gravy on it. Well, here we are once again with the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks herself. Thank you so much for stopping by and enjoying my dinner tonight in my little hovel. I really appreciate your coming by. What did you think of my egg Foo Yung with chicken?
It was delicious. There was lots of protein, and the vegetables were very tasty, and the chicken was tender, and I thought the sauce was just a wonderful touch. It was very smooth and tasty.
Oh, thank you so much. Miss Cheeks, I mean Lulu, I want to say something to you in Chinese, and you're pretty smart now. I'll bet you can guess what I'm saying.
Okay.
Wo I ni. Wo I ni. Wo I ni. Can you guess what I'm saying?
Woe is me?
Woe is me. Yeah, that about sums it up. Can I have a hug?